See your sexy body go bum bum bum.
Run your body to
Bum,
the
bum, bum, bum.
beat. It makes me crazy. Ain't this how I go?
You think you see him looking like B2K? The K stands for 1,000 pounds. How much your head weigh? Look at that rhyme. Anyway,
And yours stand for 1,000 kilometers.
that's
For how
my.
wide that ass is.
You sound like a hater.
Do it for the hood folk. Yeah, yeah. What's up, hood folks? This is your boy Rashad, and today
I'm drinking coffee.
and I'm drinking tea.
And I'm cooking some chicken in the air fryer to make some salads. I'll show y'all the salads at the end of the video, maybe. Anyway, hood folk, we're going to cut all the small talk and go straight to the point. Man, you saw that story about them little kids beating that woman up in Chicago?
Yeah, I seen the story. I seen the video, and I was like, "What the what? Like
Ooh.
what?"
Throw them bows on. Throw them bows
Now
on.
that was very. I don't understand, and I think it all plays out of how they raised.
So I know y'all saw the video by now. We're not going to play the video on YouTube because it's violent and evil and stuff. Now, when I first saw the video, I was watching it like everybody else. And I was watching it. And I was like, And a lot of stuff was going through my mind. And I was like, Now, the first thing going through my mind is the woke Jeremy. The woke Jeremy. The woke Jeremy. Y'all hear my air fryer? Anyway, the woke Jeremy was like, what is the purpose of them blasting this story all over the news? Because, y'all, I don't trust the media. The woke me is like, I don't trust the media. The media like to promote certain narratives. So the woke part of me was like, what is the purpose of this? Is it to spin it that all black people do is fight each other and kill each other? Is it that black kids are worse than any other kids? Is it that Chicago has such bad black neighborhoods? Is it that, black people can't be trusted? They don't raise their kids right? This is what my mind's saying. What is the purpose of them promoting this video? Because it's a lot of stuff that go on in the world, and especially America, but anytime it's a black story, they really promote this story super, 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 super big. And I'm like, y'all hear my ever? Don't you see me doing the video? But anyway, they promote this story super, super big because I'm looking like, that's bad. It's a bad story. But I'm like, what's the purpose? Like, you know how they promote Puff trial, Puff Daddy trial, P. Diddy trial. They just go super big, super big. Black men are predators. They the worst. And I'm like, This the woke me not thinking like, because I'm thinking about this story I saw earlier this year about this white guy in Oklahoma who murdered his wife, his kids, and her friends. That's like 5 or 6 different white people in a murder-suicide. I'm thinking about this other white guy in Tennessee that murdered his whole family, a bunch of folks, and shot them up and killed them. But these stories are not as promoted like this story. Then I'm thinking about, I follow Nancy Grace, and on Nancy Grace, every day Nancy Grace posts at least 9 or 10 different white folks that be just killing, and these stories does not go viral. They get talked about, then they brush under the rug. No, I'm not trying to excuse the bad behavior of black people. Not at all. Not at all. That ain't what I'm saying. It's like they make black folks that face the foulness, the wrongness, the evilness, the crime in this country, but it's like everybody do this shit. So that's the woke me. That's the woke me thinking like, because that guy that went to that grocery store in New York and killed those 10 black people back in 2023, his trial was just this summer. That didn't get a lot of smoke. All the police that killed Sonia Massey, blew her brains out her head at her house. His trial just happened, was a couple weeks ago, and his trial did not get that much smoke. But why is this one story getting like all this smoke? That's the woke me thinking. Now that's the woke me thinking like, what's the point? Because these folks don't care about no black folk for real. They don't care about that black mama and her black kid. That's the woke me. That's the woke me thinking. Yeah, that's the woke me thinking.
Okay, so
I'm still thinking, but you can go on. I'm thinking. Let me think while you do this, because I'm sweating. Now look, I'm sweating like a pastor.
So my thinking of it is also similar to Jeremy. I looked at the video and I was just like, okay, yeah, those are some bad kids. So me, I'm thinking that, why is it publicized as much as it is? And there's so much other stuff going on that's more important, not more important, but more horrendous than this video that also, but I look at it as it's the parents. I blame the parents because the parents, it seemed like they're not raising the kids like they should. But also I look at it as the community, our community, the community of us.
I'm surprised you do that.
Nah, of us. We can say whatever we want to say about the situation, but then, and then we're going to give our opinions. Someone is going to get in the comments and say, well, this is our people. We talking about our community. This is what's going on in our community. But yet you don't talk about the community. You don't bring it up when, you have a lot of black men, black truckers, just black people visit, just traveling around the country, ending up going missing, getting hung for no reason, apparent reason. Oh, they committed suicide, and y'all run along with it. And it's just like, coming from, just the thought of it, it's just like, it's so much other things that's going on that's terrible in our community, especially racism is still alive in our community. I'm gonna bring this up. It's a guy that I follow on Instagram, and I seen that he put he did a video today. Somebody posted, a white guy posted in his comments calling him a monkey, saying that he buying views or something like that. And then so the dude went and did his research and looked up the dude's Facebook page, found his Facebook page, seen his friends, and at the top, it shows you like the top 6 or 7 or 8 people that's are his friends, and they all black folks. And then I'm looking at it like, because black people let the white man come into the cookout, and then the white man say, oh, you know what? I can say the words that you say. I can talk about you. I can talk about other folks. My other friends don't think about it. So it's just that, I don't know. It's just a whole plethora of things going on in that situation. And it's just like, it's been promoted way out of line. People are talking about it not too bad, but people are talking about it in a negative way, instead of trying to figure out something positive to come from it and what we need to do from it. And like I said, make other stories go viral of other races doing things to us. Other races killing each other. That they do that. It's bigger in that community than in our community, because guess what? That community is more populated than our community. But we get looked at because we're the smallest population, somewhat. Actually, we almost are the smallest population. But it's more happening in other population, other racial populations in this country.
I agree, but like I said, most people will spin at that. You trying to make an excuse for this story, which I'm not. My whole MO for this whole story is, the two things I'm getting out of it is, why is white media making this story so big? And number 2, I want the same smoke across the board. I want the way that black people run to promote this story, talk about this story. I want them to promote the whites, the Mexicans, the Asians, everybody that's doing foul. That's what I'm saying. I want everybody to get the same smoke, but they know that no, I can't say we, because it ain't me. I gotta say y'all. Well, I gotta say people, black folk, because it ain't me. I'm black, proud, don't want to be nothing else but black. But I'm not an emotional person. Like, I don't just act on emotions when I see stuff. Because I saw a lot of women say they saw the video and it broke their heart and they was crying. And I'm like, yeah, that is sad and crying. But I think that seeing a woman getting her head blown off by the police, that's sad, just as sad. But seeing a woman get her head blown off by the police, that's extremely tearful and sad. But
also seeing hardworking black men being hung by racist white men, that's sad. That is very sad.
Exactly. So that's the woke side of me. That's my woke mindset that I want the smoke to be the same. And what's the purpose of them pushing this story? But on the flip side, because I know both sides go offend my audience. The people that follow us, especially me, they gonna be offended by both sides. Now this the second side. This the ooh Jeremy. That's why I support abortion. That's why I support a morning after pill, pulling out, swallowing. That's why I support the other pill and I also support some miscarriages. Some people don't deserve dates of birth. Some of these motherfuckers don't deserve dates of birth. Now, I know me personally, watching the video, if I was walking and it was a group of people, kids, folks, and it's just me personally, since I don't operate in emotions, I'm not gonna say that. If I was walking and like 10 kids were calling me names, big, sour, you can't walk, I'm not even gonna engage. They can talk about me. I'm just gonna keep on walking. I'm just gonna keep my head straight. And that's what I would have did. I would have just kept on walking. They talking about me. I want to engage. I want to argue back. I want to say nothing back. What I would have loved to have done is to go get in my truck, bumper cars. Bumper cars. Listen, I'm at the point in my life, and I know I say a lot of stuff on YouTube that's comical, but I'm at the point in my life that I'm just gonna. You hit me and I hit you back. I don't care if you man or woman, white or black. I will put my truck on your motherfucking back. For real. But yeah, I just wish that the mama, if she could have just ignored those kids, paid those kids no attention, and just went on to the school. And I know a lot of us have a lot of pride, and we ain't gonna let nobody talk to us. You ain't gonna disrespect me. You ain't gonna talk to me crazy. I know how to just hold my peace till I get to safety. Once I get to safety, then I can retaliate. And lastly, a lot of parents try to be friends with their kids. A lot of parents want to be friends and buddies with their kids. They want to hang out. You my boy, you my homie. It's like a lot of no structure. And it ain't only black folks. It's white and Mexican. Oh, don't get started on the Mexican. This summer. Hispanics, Latina, spicy Latina, Mexican, press two, Espanol, motherfucker. Anyway, this summer, when we were staying in the hotel, we had to go to the laundromat every week to wash towels and stuff. And every laundromat washer, as we call it, it was a whole bunch of little Mexican kids out of school for the summer. And when I tell you, them was some, whoo, they made them little kids in Chicago look like angels. Oh my God. I was like, can y'all put this summer bitch in one of them triple loaders and turn it on? Damn, there's some badass kids. It's just the kids that they just bad. But again, I blame it on the parenting. I blame it on the government. I blame it on that because the government got parents so scared that they can't whoop their kids. And then parents trying to be friends with their kids. And then parents don't want to touch their kids. Oh, it don't take all that. It don't take all. It do take all that. Stomp foots and ass. Or at least put some structure in the home. Fathers in the home. I didn't get whippings growing up. Did you? I didn't get whippings growing up. My mama whooped me one time, but my mama had the eyes to look at me a certain way. My mama knew how to talk to me, telling me, all right, keep on. And that's how I was raised. But I just feel like I blame the parents, the government, being their friends, stuff like that.
And yeah, I agree. I blame everything on the parents and the government. The government especially, because the thing is, the government try to be so lenient. Oh, we got to make sure that kids are our future and all this and that. But if you notice that when kids was getting their ass beat, whoa, back when I was growing up and beforehand, they grew up to be stronger. They have better mindset. They had a more structured life. And then now the kids nowadays is just like, the government got it so to the point where you beat your kids can call the police. They can take your kids away from you just like that. For you whooping your kids and your kids, like I say, they're your kids. Whooping your kids and trying to get them back into the point where for structure and everything. So I'm gonna bring this up. Like it was I seen a video. It was his dad. His son was doing something on live, and it was like I can't remember exactly what it was, but he beat his son on live. Like he told him pull his pants down. and he whooped the hell out of his son while his son was on live on Instagram, I think, with his friends. A lot of people saying that was too much. That was not called for. But I'm looking at it like that's why your kids are like they are now. And you can tell me, oh, my kids ain't nothing, but your kids have some situation. I'm not going to say anything about it because I know, what I mean. But a lot of the kids, they don't have a lot of structure and they able to go out and do whatever they want to. And you just be like, oh, he's just a kid. He growing up. I can't do nothing about it. I'm going to let him be him. And him going to turn into one of them badass kids that beat up that lady and her son. But yeah, so he was beating his kids. So I blame the government for that because we should be allowed to whoop our kids because that makes them more of okay, this is what I don't need to do. This is what I do need to do. But also, like you said, having a father figure, especially in a man's life, in a little boy's life. Little girls can need it too. They need both parents. I can say this, they need both parents when it comes to a little girl. Now, I say a man can raise a man. If he has structure in his life, he can raise a boy by himself. I believe. This is what I believe because, you making him to the point where you building him up like you to be have manners, to be, to have a good set mindset about what you're going to do in life and how to, how you're going to take care of your family, how to take care of your family and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Ooh, Reverend Jesse Jackson. Damn. Do you got structure? I asked you a question. Did you get whoopings growing up?
Yeah, well, you were talking, and you can go on for hours.
How you gonna answer the question after I talk? You didn't ever answer it though.
But anyway, no. Yes, I got whoopings, but I also got beat up. If you get what I'm saying, because my mama has a heavy ass fist. I'm telling you, them fists hurt so bad. I used to get beat. Like she used to punch my ass right in my chest. If that didn't faze me, she'd punch me right in my damn arms. She would fight me like she was fighting one of these chicks out on the street. I'm telling you, that's how my mama was. When I got to a certain age, like when I got to 10, 11, 12, oh yeah, my mama, she just stopped with the whoopings. She said, nah. That we going full blown boxing on your ass with no gloves.
Well, she grew you up to be an independent boss chick. That's what I'm talking. We can't ever be serious, can we? But no, to wrap this up, we don't support the video. We don't condone the violence. Those kids are foul. They all need to be charged. Their parents need to be charged. People need to go to jail. People need to get punished. People need to get beat up, mowed down, whatever it takes to create some structure. But how I'm ending my thoughts on this whole situation is, what's the reason this story is super big? It's terrible. It should never have happened. And the parents and the kids need to be charged and disciplined. And lastly, every community has trash and bad ass kids. Every community has trash and bad ass kids. And the government need to get out of folks' houses and let people raise their kids right. I ain't saying you need to abuse your kids. But if your kids do something they don't need to do, Casey Anthony don't have no kids no more, and she's available to babysit.
Oh, and I support guns.
What the guns gonna do for the kid? They don't need none.
Not for the kids, for the people who getting beat up by those kids. But yeah, I support gun laws. Not strict ones, but yeah, I believe in carrying.
And in the comments, tell us how y'all feel about capital punishment. Ain't this? No, capital punishment when you take them out of hand. Well, hey, sometimes they need some capital punishment. But how do y'all feel about whoopings and spankings and beating ass? I think
switches.
Yeah, I think they need to bring that back. Not abuse. Now, abuse is foul, but whooping some ass, yeah, they need to bring that back. So how do y'all feel about that with y'all kids? And are y'all trying to be friends with y'all kids, or are you raising your kids with structure? Or did you raise your kids with structure? That's all I got, though. But I still want to know why this story.
Me too. I want to know why this story is so big as it is, and there's so much other stuff going out there that can be, that's a lot worse than this situation. Let's just put it like that. A lot worse than this situation that's not being, publicized. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, Hood
Tell the
folks.
hood folk they need to do, man. We got to go eat these salads. I'm going to take a picture of this salad if I can get it together real fast. Come on.
Hood folks, like, comment, and subscribe. And press the ugly ass bell button to get notified whenever we put up new content on this page.
Whew. I ain't gonna lie. I know this gonna sound real foul, but there are some times when I want to get them kids over here for the person with the orange microphone, and I won't be recording no video to put it on Instagram either. I keep it for the archives.
You let them little assholes come over here. Watch what happened to them.
Badass kids.
Straight
Badass kids.
straight pepper spray.
Badass kids.
Straight bats. Shit. Don't play me.
I thank y'all for watching it.
Peace, hood folks.
Look at that salad. It's a big side bowl for me. Cheese. I got some chicken out of the air fryer. Bell peppers, onions, iceberg lettuce, tomato. All to be drowned by, you guessed it,